Yo beaches, it is
What
travel
up?
day. We are getting started for our Australia vacation. We are headed for the Carnival Splendor. But first,
A quick stop at Disneyland with our pals Danny and Tanya.
There they are. What's up, guys?
Just a quick stop.
It's the start of our next vacation, and this one is going to be epic. Before our 15-hour flight, we decided to spend some time at Disneyland with our friends Danny and Tanya. The plan is to tire ourselves out in order to sleep well on the plane. We didn't rush the day, there was no pressure to ride the rides, but we did run into a little snafu on the Autopia cars.
Okay, well this is a very slow car.
we're going 6.5 miles per hour here on the Autopia Highway. That is the maximum speed limit. There's no traffic.
Slow.
Weather's a little bit windy, but it's a nice sunny day. We've
I'm
taken off
working
our
on my
hoodies,
pasty skin.
and it's only so many more hours until our plane flight to Australia, right?
Oh wait, there's a 3-car fire. Ah! Ah! Your car's smoking, Danny! Danny's car is smoking.
Traffic's really backing up now. Oh boy. We're actually beginning.
We're back! Gotta catch up and make some good time. We have a flight to get to.
Anyways.
And we're on Princess Tiana's log ride thingy. Whatever the new
Trying
ride's
not to
called.
get our shoes wet.
We're trying not to get our shoes wet.
Boy, what do you think? Oh!
Thank God. Oh. I am so wet.
You looked at that other lady and she said, she's not that wet.
Hey, look, I'm wet.
After trying to dry off on some rocks in Galaxy's Edge, we visited the cantina for a round of drinks together. We also had this garlic pretzel knot with cheese. Even though we were still cold, it was really good. Altogether, the tab cost 1,300 Galaxy credits, which we couldn't afford. So we were taken in by the First Order to be sentenced as Alderian nerf herders. The 4 of us were subsequently rescued by the Resistance and taken back to Disneyland's Matterhorn bobsled ride, where Danny tried his best to protect his neck from the bumpy ride down the mountain.
Now we time travel. We're flying out of LA just before 11 p.m. on January 23rd and landing the morning of January 25th in Sydney, Australia. We grabbed an Uber from the airport and it was a 15-minute ride to our residence for the next 3 days, the View Sydney Hotel. This was a very nice hotel with a breathtaking view of the Sydney skyline. The bathroom, the toilet, was nice and spacious and even included a waterfall shower.
Well, we showered, we are cleaned up, and now we're ready to go exploring Australia, and we've picked out a wine place to go to.
Well, because we figured we're going to be going down to Circular Quay for Australia Day. That was our original plan. But we're going to be down there all day tomorrow, so let's do something different today.
Yeah, let's go drink some wine.
Let's go.
Let's
and
go.
we can walk.
Yeah, we're gonna walk there.
19 minutes.
So we're actually taking a ride there.
I was wrong.
We looked up the wrong directions. So the place we wanted to go to turns out,
Out of business.
yeah, so.
But there's really cool spots down here that we can go find. There's that brewery-looking place.
We ended up at an Italian spot called Fratelli Fresh. Being that we both work in California wine country, we were so eager to try Australian wine, especially having studied it. This was a Sauv Blanc from the Australian region of Orange. We had some snacks to go with it before walking to the next spot.
On Google Maps, we found a little bar, restaurant called The Winery. I had a Sauv Blanc while Mike had a Shiraz. For round 2, I had a Prosecco, which was delightful, and Mike tried orange wine. We haven't had too many orange wines before, and we never liked them. Well, this one was nasty as well.
We wandered a little more before heading back to the hotel, where we passed out early from the jet lag. The next day, we met up with our friends Mary Ellen, Mark, and Stephanie. Our goal today was to become familiar with the public transportation, as well as explore more of the city. Today also happens to be National Australia Day. This morning we're at Circular Quay to watch the ferry races, Sea-Doo show, and watch the Royal Australian Air Force fly over the harbor. This is the Roulette's aerobatic team, and they had some really cool flyover maneuvers.
After the show, we wandered through the town with a stop at the Rocks Cafe for lunch. We ordered some local brews. Mike had the mushroom gnocchi. I had my first ever chicken schnitzel. But the real star was this kangaroo burger that Mark had. This is 2025, Mark. Just look at that grip. How's it taste, Mark?
I wouldn't know that it was kangaroo, to be honest with you.
Great job.
After lunch, the five of us browsed a number of vendors through the town. We sampled some limoncello, tried some fudge, and Mike even tried a bite of ghost pepper jerky.
It was pretty spicy. I used the honey samples at the next spot to try and cool my palate.
We reached this spot under the harbor bridge where Mark, Steph, and Mary Ellen went back to the hotel, and just the two of us did some wine tasting. Finally, actual wine tasting. We genuinely liked every wine we had. By the way, can we take a second to admire this guy's Vegemite outfit? Anyways, we tasted at 3 different wineries: Heifer Station out of Orange, Wandin Estate from the Hunter Valley, and Two Rivers from the Upper Hunter Valley. Of the 3, our favorite was the last wine we tasted, a red sparkling Shiraz. This was unlike anything we've ever tasted. It was dry, yet crisp, and had a nice cherry, slightly jammy note to it. We liked it so much, we bought a bottle.
On our way back, we just had to make a stop at Fortune of War, Sydney's oldest pub. The bar was packed for Australia Day. It was loud, stuffy, the bar was wet and sticky, but we didn't care. We wanted to experience the pub in full Aussie culture. I ordered a Guinness, and Betsy had a pale ale. Cheers. After the brews, we hopped on a train and did a little more exploring through the city, where we found this really cool rooftop bar. We enjoyed a couple IPAs with a skyscraper view, and even peeked over the edge at the street below.
I didn't.
Finally, we found the Golden Arches, Mickey D's. Now, we just had to check this out, to see the differences, and of course, to order my nuggies. First off, you order at these kiosks. No humans to order from. Vegemite seasoning? No. Squad bucket hat? Yes. Double Big Mac? Maybe another time. For now, I got my McNuggets.
And I ordered my go-to, a plain cheeseburger. Now to prepare for a big bite.
Great job.
After eating, we found an underground platform where we rode a couple trains back to the hotel. From our window, we were able to catch the harbor fireworks show. The next morning, we regrouped with our friends and headed back down to Circular Quay. We're jumping on a Captain Cook cruise hop-on and hop-off harbor tour. Our first stop was at Watson's Bay. It was a short walk from the port to the other side where we took in an amazing view of the ocean colliding with the cliffs. On the other side was a path with stairs that led to an even prettier view. Our next stop was Manly Wharf, where we had lunch at Felon's Brewing Company. By the way, we love the simplicity of how most restaurants work. Seat yourself, order at the table with your phone, and your food and drinks just come out when they're ready. No servers, just food runners. After lunch, we walked to Manly Beach. It was super busy for the holiday weekend, but we couldn't resist putting our feet in the water. Our last stop was Shark Island. There really isn't much to do here except walk around and check out the beaches. So after a little exploring, we collected some sea glass, drew our name in the sand, and that was it. We had another early night, but this time with a monsoonal show.
The next morning, I woke up early enough to catch the sunrise. And since I was feeling good, I went on a run through the city. Definitely the coolest run I've ever done.
And just like that, it is cruise day.
Cruise day!
We're going on the ship Crispy. We've got some burnt necks here.
I do feel very impressed by my foundation. The fact that it kept this part of my face not burnt.
Anyways, it is going...
Anyways.
It's a hot day today in Sydney, Australia. There's no clouds. Check this out. We had the thunderstorm last night, and now it's an even hotter day. But there's our ship right over there.
Since we became very familiar with the trains, we felt confident taking our luggage on board and traveling yet again to Circular Quay, but this time to board the Carnival Splendor, the first ship we ever vlogged. Now, you really don't need to go back and watch those, they're pretty bad actually. But if you're curious, here's a recap.
Off the balls!
LBP!
We got more water bottles!
Oh!
Bing, 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 bing! Glass elevator!
Both trivia champions.
Right here. High five.
They're eating my feet alive.
Okay, so this is what we're going for. Faster! More!
Is it ice kebab, baby?
It's an ice kebab. I'm trying to be a model and this. Oops. We're friends, but he doesn't know my name.
Jose.
What's your
Mike is on stage again.
Yes.
Not yet.
There, now you're caught up. Anyways, let's jump back on board the Carnival Splendor, 7 years later. We did our muster drill in the same spot as 7 years ago, and just like then, our first cocktail was a Long Island iced tea. We did some ship exploring and noticed some differences. First was the swirls cones. They were, well, cone-shaped and offered strawberry and chocolate sauce. Next, we noticed the pizza offered a Hawaiian option. We're definitely trying that. Guy's Burger is pretty much the same, and we were ready to eat, so we loaded up our burgers and prepared for some big bites. Next, I tried a swirls ice cream. The only flavor was vanilla, but it was really good. Tasted like birthday cake. Another difference was the Fun Ship cocktail. It looked brighter in color because the juices they use have no high fructose corn syrup. And because of that, they were way better. Alright, back to the ship exploring. We walked around the top decks, taking in the views, when we came across this splash pad with no chairs or loungers and surrounded by walls. We remembered it from 7 years ago, and we don't know why they kept it. Back then, nor now have we ever seen anyone or kids use it.
Okay guys, now let's show you our cabin. We stayed in room 7438, category 9C, Premium Vista Balcony. This room was very spacious and had plenty of windows for a lot of natural light. The closets, the drawers, and the bathroom were all standard, and the nightstands had USB ports. Outside included the biggest balcony we've ever had. Whoops! It's a little windy in this corner.
Okay, we're leaving our room, no luggage yet, but we are hungry for another snack, so we're gonna go more ship exploring and whatever food we find along the way, we're gonna grab. Yeah, and maybe another drink.
Here on Deck 5, we started towards the aft, walking forward. We passed Alchemy Bar, the nightclub, the Warehouse Arcade, Java Blue. As we continue, we passed the Teen Club and Java and Juice. Cherry on Top was also there, but not open yet. Now we've reached the Casino Bar, one of our favorite bars from 7 years ago, so naturally, we stopped for a couple martinis. Well, our mission was to find another snack, and for that, we have to go back to the Lido deck.
We're in a crowded glass elevator.
Not a gas elevator.
Up at the deli, we noticed a lot of differences in the menu. For one, there's no pretzel bun. Also, there's a banh mi sandwich and a chicken schnitzel. We shared the steak and cheese sandwich and the chicken schnitzel. And let me tell you, I was not sad about the pretzel bun anymore because that chicken schnitzel, or schnitty, as we later called it, became my favorite thing on the ship. Anyways, we're sailing away, so let's go check out the sail away party.
Some of those songs we never heard before, and Pump It Up quickly became my cruise anthem. Anyway, we're at Cloud 9 Spa doing a tour, as well as signing up for the Spa Pass, which gives us access to the thalassotherapy pool, steam rooms, and relaxation rooms for the duration of the cruise.
The room is set up. We're organized. I've claimed all of my spots, and Mike gets the leftover as per usual. And we're ready to go. Hats hung.
Hat walls. Oh, gotta close this. Everything is nice and organized and put away.
And why the you brought this?
And we got Pam McCallender here. That's right, baby. So we do have the deluxe wine package, and we are picking that up here.
All right, so we got our 5 tickets. It was $180 Australian dollars. You get 5 bottles of wine, and she just told us that if we run out of this, we can buy it for the same exact price here again for another 5 bottles.
If you've seen our videos before, you know we always get the Cheers drink package. However, Carnival Cruise Line Australia has a separate alcohol policy, and if the cruise doesn't touch any foreign ports, then the drink package is not offered. But as you saw earlier in the video, we have been more than excited to try wines from the other side of the world. Anyway, this was night one's dinner, which wasn't the best. The meatballs were actually terrible. After dinner, we played one-hit wonder trivia in the theater, and guess who won? Yep, Mr. Trivia himself. Then we went to Pixels and grabbed our platinum pin before taking some pictures.
We took some silly pictures at Pixels down below, and we think we're gonna do some more here at this spot.
We took some pretty epic pictures, and we'll reveal the ones we purchased later in the video. You don't want to miss it. Well, it's getting late, and before calling it a night, we went to Alchemy Bar for a couple drinks.
Good morning, guys. We're going to the spa.
It's day 2 of the cruise, and our morning started out with a workout, followed by some spa time.
Feels so good after going to the gym and hanging out into the spa. We are hungry now. We're ready for some food. What do you want to eat, babe?
I want to have the noodles. Do you think the noodles is
Oh, let's go see if Mongolian Walk's open. You're right. So there's no Mongolian Walk yet, so we just went to the breakfast buffet. I've got myself some eggs, some Aussie bacon, and some potatoes. A little piece of ham there. And I've got a bagel here, and I want to know what should I put on it. Oh yes, Vegemite. No? Okay, maybe next time. So the Aussie bacon is real wiggly. It almost looks like it's undercooked, but I like it. It's really good. Bigger pieces. It still has that great bacon taste.
It needs to be crispy.
An hour later, Mongolian Walk was open, so we gave it a go. And although it was good, it was not what we were expecting. You no longer get to custom build your bowl and have it made fresh. You only get to choose between 4 already prepared dishes. After that, we wandered into Red Frog Pub, where we met some fellow YouTube travelers.
So we came down to the Red Frog Pub and we met Robin Jan Can Cruise / Robin Jan Can Van.
Yeah.
Perfect timing because they're going to the Diamond Party and they can bring guests. So
You're the guest. You're the
you guys
guest.
are
Free food and drinks.
free food and drinks, and they're bringing us along.
Big thanks to Robin Jam for inviting us to our first ever Diamond Party lunch. The cocktails are all complimentary with no limit, so you know what that means. At the party, we met up with Mary Ellen, and the 5 of us started drinking like fishes. Cheers, beaches! The food was excellent. These dishes were far superior to the main dining room dinners we had last night. Just look at the size of my fried chicken. And Mike's top sirloin came on top of beef short rib. Yes, you heard right, Ron Swanson. Meat on top of meat.
I am so full. We are not going to the MDR tonight. But we are going to karaoke next, which is just right outside the dining room here.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, live the stage, wax a jump like a candle, dance. But you speak of that boom, some killers be drained like a poisonous mushroom, deadly. I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Karaoke has finished, and we are on to a bottle of wine. Betsy and I got the Pinot Grigio, made by Devil's Corner out of Tasmania, which where we will be visiting tomorrow, Tasmania.
I like it.
Like it?
Wasn't bad.
After karaoke, we did a little shopping, mainly to check out our shirts to see if they're flying off the shelves. From there, we visited the sports bar, where I surprised my lady with an authentic Australian Sauvignon Blanc. Just then, we joined in on a game of Uno with some Aussies.
Dear editing Mike, we have something to say.
I want to fondle you later.
I love you, Mike.
We spent the next few hours drinking and playing games with Luke, Minnie, Christina, and Jamie. We became good cunties playing Uno, dice, and eventually Scrawl, which is like the telephone game but with drawings.
Okay, now we're on to Scrawl. We've got fainting goats here.
What's with the trees?
I was trying to show
Why?
and it was like on the ground.
Why is it still on its feet? If it's fainted.
It's laying on its side.
It's on its f***ing feet.
You can only see 2 feet. It's on its side. A wiener dog in the park.
I mean,
I totally understand why you thought that.
That's a wiener dog in the park.
well, look. Look, yeah,
All right.
okay, I'll keep that.
So Mike drew a wiener dog in the park.
Which is pretty insane.
That was it for day 2. We had some pizza before going to bed, ready for our first port the next day. It's day 3, and we've arrived at port 1 of 2. Joining us today is our good friend, Mary Ellen. We've reached our first port of call at Hobart, Tasmania. We just got off the ship, and today we are doing what, babe?
Going to Hobart, Tasmania, wine country, half-day tour. Can't wait. I'm even wearing my fancy wine grape earrings for the special occasion.
I didn't wear my grape earrings, but you know what?
Don't have pierced ears.
I'm still okay to drink wine. Our tour would take us to the Coal Valley Wine Region, southern Tasmania. We'll be visiting 4 wineries on this half-day trip. We booked through Viator for $115 per person, US. The tour could also be booked directly through Apple Isle Wine Tours.
The first stop was Frogmore Creek. This had a very cute tasting room, or cellar as we say in Australia. Our tasting started with a very nice sparkling wine that we all enjoyed. Cheers. The remaining tastings included a mix of white and red wines. All were good, and before we left, we ordered a glass to have outside where we enjoyed the beautiful day and scenery. Stop number 2 took us to Pooley Wines, and spoiler alert, this was our favorite stop of the day. The cellar room had a very earthy feel and was decorated with the Pooley's family history and wines throughout. Our first tasting was a Pinot Grigio that had a little skin contact during the fermentation, giving it a slight rosé appearance. The tasting continues with Riesling, Chardonnay, Gewürztraminer, Pinot Noir, and Syrah. We enjoyed every single wine so much it was hard not to buy them all. But we decided to take a Syrah and a Chardonnay, while Med was also left with a hard choice. She took the Riesling and the Gewürztraminer. Our third visit was at Nocton. This winery had a very cute room that felt like a covered patio. There was lots of airflow and plenty of scenery. Our only complaint here was that the tastings were very small. Tastings came with their own star system to help you mark your favorites, as well as this charcuterie board with an assortment of cheeses, dried fruits, nuts, olives, pretzels, pickles, crackers, and jelly. And since we haven't eaten lunch yet, we pretty much devoured the entire board.
At the end, I purchased a bottle of Cab Franc, which our server let me taste in place of the Merlot. Our last winery was also a chocolatier, Every Man and His Dog Vineyard. At this stop, we would try every wine with a different chocolate. The whites would be paired with a fruity white chocolate and the reds with a darker chocolate. After our tastings, we did a little shopping in the store. Since we already bought bottles at the previous stops, we purchased a few chocolates at this one. Though the wineries were finished, our tour guide took us to a few extra spots locally. First was this historic church. This is St. John's the Evangelist Church. It's considered Australia's oldest continually used Catholic church, built in 1826. Here we're dropping a donation with a prayer offer note for my grandma and grandpa, to good health and long life. We saw the historic Richmond Bridge, constructed in 1823, completed in 1825, then made our way to the Richmond Bakery. No, we're not interested in these pastries. We're here for the meat pies. Betsy had the party pie, a small meat pie, which we learned is a common party food, and I had the steak meat pie. I could seriously eat this every day of my life. Why don't we have these in the US? Next door was Spirited Distilling Company, and we couldn't resist checking that out. This was a family business that makes their own spirits. Did we buy a tasting? Of course we did. The tastings included a vodka, gin, absinthe, rum, and a single malt whiskey. My favorite was the rum, and Betsy's the absinthe. But can you guess what she's trying here?
You guessed it. That's my whiskey face. After returning back to the port, we got back on the Carnival Splendor, where it was just about time for an early dinner. The food was a little better than our visit on night 1, but still nothing to rave about. Mike said his rum cake was the best item of the night.
It is superhero night, and guess what? We don't need Halloween to dress up.
We love a dress up.
So in Australia, they have a superhero themed night, kind of like, you got the 80s party, White Night. Here in Australia, we got superhero night. So we are Quicksilver and
Wanda Maximoff,
aka the Scarlet Witch. Come on, Wanda, let's go.
The party started out with an introduction to all of the heroes on the main atrium floor. Soon after, the music started bumping and the party was in full effect. Our host Grant split the room in two and brought some classic carnival-style fun, including dueling conga lines, trivia, and a competition to see what team can get the most people dancing. Of which we won a bottle of sparkling wine for being the best couple dancing. Then it was a showdown of the muscle. Our team captain Joker was to choose a member of the team to face off against Deadpool in a contest of push-ups. And he chose wisely.
To celebrate, we had a couple martinis at the bar before heading to the Love and Marriage show. Now, this wasn't like any other Love and Marriage. First off, there were a couple 14-year-old girls that got removed from the stage for pretending to be just married 18-year-olds. And this is an adult show. But speaking of adult show, we were subsequently disqualified for being a little too adult during the kissing audition, if you know what I mean. Now, we've done this before and even drew our inspiration from this couple. Remember them from the Splendor flashback? Yep, and cruise director Alex rolled with it without hesitation. Just listen.
First of all, I didn't know clam diving was an excursion.
Anyways, we don't know if it's the times changing or if the one-upping has just gone too far, but there was a time when adult shows were adult shows, when the games involved were meant to be sexy, when you could laugh as both the contestant and the audience, and we were there for that.
Oh well, at least we were still the superheroes of the night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is it Wellington? Tomorrow is Port Arthur, And we're gonna drink some more wine.
We love wine.
We love wine.
Today's excursion is titled Remarkable Caves, Lavender Farm, and Wine Tasting. For the first time ever, we are being tendered on one of the ship's lifeboats. It wasn't our favorite, but it didn't matter. We're ready for a fun day exploring, and once again, our good friend Med is joining us. From the tender port, it was a short walk to the meeting spot where we hopped on the bus to our first destination, a lavender farm. Inside was a table set up for us to grab some lavender tea, a scone, and an assortment of lavender jam, lavender cream, lavender butter, and lavender chutney. We took a table outside near the lavender plants to snack on our lavender snacks, which were really good. Next door, we visited the distillery where one of the owners of the farm happened to be working at the time. He was filling the big still full of lavender, not to make a spirit out of it, but to use steam to extract the essential oil. Speaking of spirits, however, they do have a lavender liqueur, and for a couple bucks, we shared a tasting. If we haven't said lavender enough yet, you'll be pleased to see that the store also carries lavender oils, lavender cream cookies, lavender gift bags, lavender chocolates, lots of lavender chocolates, lavender soaps, and our next treat, this white chocolate lavender ice cream cone. Wow. Followed by this frozen lavender martini. Isn't it cute?
Our next stop was at the Tasmanian Chocolate Foundry. At the door, we were greeted with a sample piece of chocolate. And in this store, as you can imagine, was...
lavender.
No, chocolate. Lots of chocolate. We didn't stay inside long. Because of a bus breakdown, there were a ton of people in the store.
Now, I asked the lady what her two favorite ones are, and she said the chocolate caramel and the pistachio. So, it's kind of cute.
Is he the caramel?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's creamy. Now on to the pistachio. It's good. Chocolatey and delish. I don't taste much pistachio though.
That's right. Starting to peek out the middle there.
Let me see.
After a 20-minute or so drive, we would reach the wine portion of the tour. In the countryside of Premedina, we're tasting wine at Premedina Hill. This is Daniel. He's a cattle farmer turned cellar operator. He and his family run the business together, and on occasion, the cows come to visit the guests. No heifer visits for us today, but we have the amazing view with a nice Pinot Noir. Before leaving, we met Daniel's wife Ella in the shop and purchased a bottle of sparkling Chardonnay before heading back to the bus. Our final stop was to the Remarkable Cave. This was a beach visit where we walked a short hike alongside a cliff down to a small viewing platform. And to our surprise, it's actually named Remarkable Cave. Now, we were there during low tide, but it looks a little more remarkable at high tide when the water is actually crashing through it. We took in one last view of the sea from the platform before heading back. From the end of the excursion, we rode the shuttle back to the ship, and since we haven't eaten too much, our appetites took over. We had a couple sandwiches from the deli, followed almost immediately by a Guy's Burger and pizza. The next few hours was spent relaxing in our cabin and on our balcony before having dinner in the buffet.
We just spent the morning at the spa, did a short little workout.
We
and
love that area.
Probably hung out there for what, like 2 hours?
2 hours.
But now,
Worked out.
Yeah, worked
then
out.
chilled out.
Chilled out. Steam room.
Thalassophile pool.
Thalasso pool, another steam room, another relaxation tile lounger area.
Lounge chair area.
Anyways, we're just gonna kind of wander around the ship, have a relaxing day. Nothing too crazy today.
Got the platinum party.
Platinum party.
I'm curious to see how they do it for a 5-day. We've never been on for a 5-day and not an XL class.
Yeah, we'll get some booze there and maybe try some food we haven't tried yet.
For new food, Mike wanted to try Mad Sizzle, an a la carte upcharge venue that serves shawarma wraps, chicken dishes, skewers, and steaks. He ordered the sauteed chicken with peanut sauce and the chicken wings with peri-peri sauce. While he was messing around with all that, I just wanted another chicken schnitty from the deli. I tried a bit, however, and we both agreed it was just okay and not worth the upcharge. Later in the afternoon, all of us met up at the Platinum and Diamond Party for cocktails. While there, Captain Mario and Bimbo went around and personally greeted every guest, something we've never seen a captain do before. He was definitely a captain of the people. The show itself was the same old show you've seen at every Platinum Party. They name all the ships and it's a big carnival pep rally. Yay! Now bring us another drink!
Platinum party was fun. We got 5 drinks?
No, 6 drinks.
I got 5. I think Betsy got 6
you got
in total.
6 and I got 6.
It was worth it. We got it. Now we're going to check out our Pixels pictures and make a purchase because it is the last day.
We need to use up the rest of our money. We've got
One of the elevators open?
$800.
We're going to take the glass elevator there. Yes, we're the only ones. Where are we going?
6,
4?
5.
Glass elevator.
Glass elevator.
You don't know what it's like until you're on a glass elevator. So we've made our selections and Betsy is dumping the rest of them in the bin. Okay, so it wasn't your best shot.
We made our purchases and got some cool swag to go with it, like these luggage tags and this water bottle. All right, beaches, you ready to see our pics? Here they are. We celebrated our purchases with a glass of wine in the atrium. It was quite calm at the moment, but it looked like a game was being set up. So we stuck around and decided to play. Maybe we could win another medallion or bottle.
Yes. Left.
Orange.
Yes.
Orange again.
Forward.
Yes.
Green.
Yes.
Do green again.
Forward.
Green.
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Treasure.
No.
The game was actually kind of a shit show. Afterwards, we went outside to get one last view of the ocean before this sailing was over. We walked around for a bit before heading back to our room to relax and catch the views from our balcony. Mark and Steph joined us for a bit before meeting up with Mary Ellen, where we all headed to the dining room for our last dinner of this 5-day cruise. This time, it actually wasn't bad. I devoured this lasagna. The night finished with some comedy in the lounge, followed by a friendly game of Liar's Dice. Just a friendly game, a real friendly game. We always get along during Liar's Dice.
Well guys, this is where our adventure ends here on our 5-day cruise to Tasmania. But stay with us because we are getting off the ship and getting right back on for a 11-day New Zealand where we will be visiting 5 different ports. It's going to be an epic adventure.
Awesome.
So we'll see you right back here in the next video, right back here on Carnival Splendor.
See you soon, guys.
Bye guys.
That's right, beaches. In the next video of our Australia series, we'll be cruising from Sydney to the North Island of New Zealand. It's an 11-day cruise with our friends Mark, Steph, and Med. But this time boarding the ship are 2 more beaches, Chris and Wendy. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.